You know, I was waiting one day, walking, as it were, to the store. When there, I bought myself some jelly beans, and they tasted alright. The watermelon was my favorite. After I had partaken in said beans of jelly, I realized they're not really jelly, it's hard. But squishy candy, if you bite into it, it doesn't hurt your teeth like a jawbreaker. They simply smush in your mouth. I liked it. It was nice, a hard coating around some form of gelatinous material. I guess that's why they call them jelly beans. However, could I really plant it and get a jelly bean plant? Jack in the beanstalk, that beanstalk came from beans, magic beans. He traded them for a cow. No, I have that wrong. He traded a cow for the beans. Silly me. Ha, ha. He planted those beans into the ground, and out came a beanstalk led into the sky. There he found giants in the clouds waiting, doing nothing, I guess. They're just there. Jack stole from them. They got angry. Long story short, he killed them. They died. All this I pondered while I was eating these beans, wondering, waiting, asking my soul this question. If I plant these beans, will I in fact find jelly giants in the sky? Jelly giants waiting for me to arrive, for me to steal their jelly things from them. They're pieces of jelly treasure. I'd take them home with me, this jelly treasure, and then I would eat it because no doubt it would be delicious, this treasure, as it were. This was what I pondered while I ate those jelly beans. Oops. Oh, crap. Hey guys, a little help. Hey guys. Guys? Oh, wait, I think I got it. Oh, yeah, totally. No, never mind.
It's time to knock about.
What's up, Internet, and welcome to episode 9 of the Knockabout Podcast. Not episode 9, like German 9, but episode 9 will be fancy. Or
you saved that.
Not classy, fancy. Did I save that completely?
Yeah, it was about to go dark.
Hola, welcome to episode 9. Yeah, it was about to go dark. I bet you, I know exactly where it was about to go. Anytime you say 9, it only goes to one place.
Yeah.
It's Germany hovering right around 1941, 42 probably. Anyway, joining us today is Mr. Bryan Thayer.
9!
9 says Bryan. What does your shirt say? Disposable ILM Festival?
Disposable Film Festival. The F is cut off because of this chair.
Oh, film festival. Well, all right then. For those of you who are interested, we are actually broadcasting live right now via our YouTube page. Our YouTube, we don't actually have a channel name yet, I guess, because YouTube is dumb. So it's youtube.com/user 5x984351127. I don't know what it is, but there's a link on our Facebook page. Or there will be links in the future on the Facebook page for those of you who are listening to this not live and maybe want to check it out live. I think we're going to potentially start Google Hangout live broadcasting on YouTube, our behind-the-scenes recording stuff. It'll be fun. Super cool. Also joining us back from the future, it's been like 6 weeks. It's been too long. Sir Wade Copson, how you doing?
I'm very well. How are you two gentlemen?
Oh,
I'm good. What accent is that?
Sorry, you know that whole thing that when you're drunk, you end up talking like you're in an English accent to try and just, that must have been what had happened. Not that I'm drunk, I'm just tired.
Well, that's unfortunate, I think. Maybe? Maybe not. I don't know why I didn't switch the camera. I've got to use this camera thing. I got to switch the camera to you. There he is. There's the bearded wonder live for the one viewer who's me. Well, we are doing this episode 9 type deal.
There we go.
Sorry, I have the live stream up on one side, and it just did the zoom into your face. Because there's a little bit of a delay.
9.
Really funny. That was really funny. Okay, yeah, we're episode 9ing this, and there's actually a bit to talk about. We were going to talk about Jurassic World, and Brian could attest to this. We actually had an entire episode recorded with Brennan, and some unfortunate phasing happened, and we basically lost the entire episode.
Oh no!
And so we were going to talk about Jurassic World with Sir Wade, but Sir Wade hasn't seen it.
Sorry. Gah.
It's only the #1 weekend grossing movie of all time, and you haven't seen it.
Doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's good. That just means that
it just means lots of kids want to see it.
That's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are going to talk about what are we going to talk about? Mad Max. We're going to Mad Max this episode. Sorry, Brennan. I know you wanted to be here for that, but unfortunately, you're not. And we're going to talk about it anyway. But before we get to Mad Max, there's a couple of things that are happening in the world of the news. That was your call, Wade. There we go. There it is. So in the world of the news, there's a couple of things happening. Sony finally released what they're calling Sony Vue, which is basically cable for the internet through your PlayStation for like the same price, if not more money than normal cable.
Also an app, though.
Also an app. Although I do have Xfinity as my home cable, and there is an app that I can watch Xfinity cable anywhere. So the app thing isn't necessarily new.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, but you just don't get that a la carte option. It's not a la carte now for the Vue, but
yeah, it will be. You said the Vue like it's like Whoopi Goldberg offering cable. Yeah. So for PlayStation Vue, basically you'll be able to a la carte pick what channels you want and just pay for them individually, which is kind of cool. You know, if it's like I really only watch these 6 channels, you don't need the rest of them. Like I don't care about the sports channels personally, so
that's awesome because over here with our cable, we have to pay for just the packages, like it's like a set. You have a set 5, and then if you want other channels, you've got to buy then different packages. You can't just say, I want the movie channel, the comedy channel, and these different sports channels. So that'd be cool.
Right, exactly. And that's hopefully what it's going to be, and it's going to be super affordable, quotation marks, who knows, but supposedly that's the idea, is that it's an affordable alternative version to cable where all you get are the few channels you want, and then you're always on your PlayStation, so you're probably more apt to then go download and buy stuff out of the PlayStation Store.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty great. This is kind of like, I feel like the nail in the coffin, or one of the few nails that is required to kind of kill cable. And I think it started, back when Hulu and Netflix came out. And this is kind of just that.
Yeah, there's
spit in the face from Sony. It's like F you, we're doing this.
Oh, for sure. There's definitely been like a road to the death of traditional television distribution. I don't think traditional television is going to go anywhere, but I think traditional television distribution is basically changed forever, and then is slowly just filtering through. I mean, you got to think Daredevil, House of Cards, Orange is the New Black. These are some of the biggest television shows out there, period. And they're on Netflix on demand.
Yeah. I mean,
all you do is pay $10 a month.
HBO, look at what they just did. And they don't need cable for it.
Exactly. We were speaking of anything, but one of the things, I guess, we were just with this live stream, everyone can see this fancy new microphone that Brian just got.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have any more issues with Brian's audio.
Nope.
It's going to be amazing.
Nope.
I'm going to be able to just take this and just put it straight to the internet, and it's going to be internet gold.
Yep.
It's going to be amazing. Yep. It's going to be
Daddy's
awesome.
living rich now. Straight baller, son.
Hey,
that's fantastic.
Just quickly, while you're talking about television, we this week was one of the biggest football games for Australia. So imagine Super Bowl in the equivalent of that for Australia. Anyway,
is that what you were dressed? What you were painted up as? I saw on Facebook.
Oh, probably.
Was that you painted up?
No, friends of ours. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were in there.
With
I
all
was
the
like,
wall paint and
Wade's
everything.
probably in there. Yeah, I couldn't tell who anybody was, but yeah.
Anyway, so the problem is that the channels here are still only standard definition. And then channels that are away from the major metropolitan areas, that signal is even weaker. And I thought, and I'm sitting here at home about to start watching the game, and like I've got a 50-inch screen, and it was just really pixely and really distorted for the clear picture wasn't there. So I managed to find someone streaming the
no way.
So I just flicked between the stream and the television signal, and the stream was in HD, and you could see like pores in people's skin and their hair, and
nice.
Like the wide shots on the television signal, the crowd just looks like a blur of color. You flick it over to the stream.
Wade entered the future.
Yeah, but it
done.
It's like, well, if I can stream it in HD, why don't they even try to make the television signal better,
Right, and they're going to have to. And what's crazy about that, I was just watching a video online, and they were talking about 8K television and 8K resolution, and how they were basically like, this is all prototype stuff, blah, blah, blah. And we don't expect 8K, which is insane, to be broadcast live until, I think it was 2032.
Wow.
Or something, or 2035 or something. It was like, I will be in my 40s when this is supposedly, able to be broadcast to the world. I was just like, this is insane, like how quickly resolutions are expanding.
When
anyway,
did
1080p
become standard, though?
Well, I remember HD being around in like 2004.
Yeah, so it's not even that old.
It's probably been a good 7 years since 1080p has been standard, and it's not even standard for some people. I mean, broadcast still uses 720p a whole lot.
Well, for sports especially.
Yeah, so it's it's not even that standard. So I don't know. We could get into this for like an entire episode, but I mean, broadcast quality standards are pretty insane. How do we get to talking about this? What were we talking about? I don't even know what I mentioned. Now we're talking about 8K broadcast quality standards.
Sony.
Oh, we mentioned, that's right, Sony's Vue, Sony Television, basically. Yeah. So the other thing, going back to Sony Vue, the other thing that I noticed that wasn't there, which was actually the one big caveat to me not purchasing it, because it had everything I wanted, and basically I could ditch my cable, keep my internet, and then just go with Sony Vue and pay roughly the same amount I'm paying now, but get more channels. But the one thing that they didn't have was anything Disney. So they have no ABC. There's no ESPN, there's no anything, which not having ABC is kind of a big deal, because my wife likes a little show called The Bachelor, and without The Bachelor, I probably might not be married anymore. I'm not sure. Anyway,
without The Bachelor, you may be a bachelor.
Hey, there you go. So, yeah, the Bachelor is a big deal. So, without that, we don't move. But yeah, Sony Vue, super interesting. It's what do you think about Sony Vue? Like, weigh in, Brian. What do you think? You think it's going to be a good thing, bad thing, or just kind of you don't care?
Sony tends to kind of have the tendency to not market their stuff well, being a Japanese company to a Western audience. I think it's great. Their install base for PS4 is around 20 million, hovering around there. So, I think you get a month free. So you're.
Yeah, they're doing a free promotion, I think, right now.
I think the adoption rate could be pretty big, pretty quick. The question is, like, I think it's more for millennials than it is for, the older generation. So it's a little niche in that way. The big thing is, sure, if they can expand it to things like the Apple TV and Roku and maybe even a Chromecast. If it has that ability, but people would want a DVR feature. So I wonder if you...
Yeah, and which they do have. I mean, you can hit record, and it basically saves it in the cloud, not on your PlayStation's hard drive for, I think it was 28 days or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it just auto deletes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's still cool. I mean, you can't do what I do where I think I have like all of American Horror Story saved on my DVR and it's been there for like 6 months. So I can't do that because they'd probably run out of hard drives. They don't make enough hard drives to probably have, the world save that much information forever. But yeah, so, okay, Wade, what do you think? Yay, nay, don't care?
Man, I just want to be able to watch television in a appropriate definition,
Totally. Well, I mean, this could be, this is like an alternative, right? I mean, is Sony, well, I guess Sony Vue is not available now. It's only available right now in 4 cities. It's like Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York, I think, are the only places it's currently available. But I mean, if it did become available in Australia, I guess Brisbane would be the closest major city.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I'm associated with a community radio station, and at the moment, the big thing is that the government is shutting down all licenses for community television, and they're forcing them to go to streaming on the internet if they want to keep in business.
What?
So, it's to a stage that the radio stations may not have their licenses, rolled over again, and they may have to transmit only on the internet, so.
Which, I mean, you can totally do. I mean, there's like services like Live 365 and things like that where you can literally just transmit live radio on your own channel.
Yep.
I mean, I know a guy who's got, I think, 5 individual Live 365 radio channels that he's been running for 5 or 6 years at least. And you can just go on and he just broadcasts, licensed music 24 hours a day. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
But getting someone to pay for it, that's the problem.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the part that requires a little bit of ingenuity. Speaking of getting someone to pay for it, this is a weird segue, but we actually, I don't know if anybody knows this. Probably not because we really haven't talked about it. But we have a Spreadshirt. Did you guys even know we have a Spreadshirt account?
No.
Yeah, we totally do. I made it a long time back when Wade and I were first going to actually start doing this podcast. I was like, I should make a Spreadshirt thing. We'll put silly t-shirts in it. So you can actually go to knockabout.spreadshirt.com, and there are shirts. There's geeky shirts. There's actually like there's some shirts that if you're a Disney theme park fan, you'll understand that are in there, because it was just anytime I came up with an idea for a t-shirt, I kind of threw it in there. But yeah, there's like 2 pages of t-shirts. There's some mugs, some other stuff like that, and the quality is actually really, really good. There's an old Knockabout logo t-shirt on there, which I'm going to keep up. I think it's pretty funny. We'll throw up the new Knockabout logo so you guys can get gear. You can get gear. Anything you buy helps out the show. We'll go back to the show 100%. Thanks, Brian. And it'll just go back into the show 100%. It'll be super great. So as a side note, we do have one person watching. I don't know who this person is that's watching right now, but hi. How are you?
That's me. Sorry.
Oh, is that you? Hi.
I just wanted to check the quality of the picture.
Oh, it's actually not terrible for like coming out of our webcam.
Because Josh, with your camera, it pops up saying HD on my monitor here. And I was just wondering how mine is in comparison, because my camera is supposed to be 720.
Oh, nice. I think that's what mine is. I'm using the FaceTime camera on my MacBook right now. Mm-hmm. And so it should be 720 as well. I'm not sure what Brian's using. Maybe the same thing.
Yeah, Retina.
Okay,
camera.
So yeah, you're using the FaceTime camera. Mm-hmm. So yours should be.
And
technically, yours should be.
And I think the reason mine probably isn't coming up very sharp is because my internet wouldn't be as fast as you guys over there.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, possibly not. Yeah, that's
dodgy Australian internet speeds. God.
Man, what a bummer. Yeah, I just jumped over to 720p on the live stream. So we're going to have 2 viewers, of which is us, which is bizarre. The other thing I've noticed about this live stream, which I'm not sure I like, at least from this angle, is my posture looks terrible from this angle. I'm not sure I like that. But whatever, I got Frankenstein with me, so all's good. So moving on to another topic. Other than if you guys want to go to knockabout.spreadshirt.com, we got some pretty cool, inexpensive t-shirts there that you can, well, I guess they're sort of inexpensive, but everything goes back into the show 100% if you guys want to check it out. Moving on to another piece of news, Comic-Con this year has announced basically nobody but Warner Brothers is going. I mean, if you think about it, so what? Yeah, was it Disney and Marvel have both dropped out, or was it just Marvel?
Paramount too.
And then Paramount, and then someone else, right? Was it Sony?
Doesn't Sony own Paramount?
No, I don't think so.
So does that mean DC is going?
Yeah, basically DC and Warner Brothers is going.
Yeah.
It's going to be like all Batman v Superman at Comic-Con. That's it. That's all. That's nobody else is going to be there.
Interesting.
Which maybe it's all the other studios feeling bad for Warner Brothers. They're like, well, if we go, no one's gonna care about Batman v Superman. So let them have a Comic-Con. Let them have their one show. It'll be fine, and then we'll bring Star Wars back next year. And
What was the reason for this?
The reason for them not going?
Yeah, for these companies pulling out.
I have no idea.
Maybe costs.
Should we speculate and talk about it as if it's truth?
A lot of people were
that.
upset that the entertainment side of things were taking over Comic-Cons, and it stopped being, about comics and started more being about pop culture.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I mean, that's huge. Marvel, Sony, and Paramount all skipping Comic-Con. I have the Variety article up.
But to that argument, I mean, a lot of these movies are based on comic characters.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Totally. Well, okay, so what the article is saying, apparently Sony, Paramount, and Marvel all thought that they didn't have the material this year. They don't have anything really coming out this year to promote at Comic-Con, so they just decided not to go.
Fair enough.
Basically, is their reason. So that makes sense, I guess. I mean, yeah, if you think about it, Lucasfilm does. I mean, Star Wars, obviously. And then up until next Comic-Con, what's coming out?
When does Ant-Man come out?
Next month?
In like a week.
Oh.
Next month? Yeah, 2 weeks? Or a couple weeks?
I guess they'll... they could have used this as a really big springboard for Ant-Man coming out, but maybe they've got something else planned.
Maybe. Who knows? Speaking of movies coming out this year, there's some good summer movies coming out. Let's jump into some summer movies, of which Wade will not see any of them, apparently.
It's the internet connection.
That's it. I can't download them now that they're putting these bloody laws against bloody torrent downloads. The government, damn bastard.
We do not.
It's like I'm living in China, for Christ's sake.
That's pretty much how it is here, though.
Yeah, pretty much. China owns all of our debt, pretty much.
Yeah,
and they're paying for all the movies to be made too.
Exactly. The Knockabout Podcast does not what's the word? Does not elicit the downloading of movies. Please don't.
The comments and ideas are those of the individuals and not the corporation itself.
I'm not exactly. Yeah, exactly. The Knockabout does not. The comments made on this podcast do not necessarily
reflect those. Yeah.
That's funny. All right, so new movies coming out. New movie that just came out today right now. Inside Out, Pixar's new film, which the trailer looked meh to me. I don't know about you guys, but I did not think it looked very good. However, yes, Pixar, Inside Out.
Yes, sorry. You cut out.
Did you zone out there for a second, Brian? You back with us?
No, you cut out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we were talking about Pixar came out, or Inside Out came out today. And basically, it's got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Holy hell.
Which is insane. It's huge. I mean, there are a total of 179 reviews. Only 4 of them are bad. And Wade just got a text message.
Sorry.
Only 4 of them are bad. That's crazy.
Yeah. I saw a review on YouTube today. This guy was basically saying, like, the movie, without saying anything, the movie is genius.
Really?
Yes. Like, it's the best. That's crazy. It's a classic instantly.
Wow.
You want to know what else is genius? And those of you who are listening to this afterwards and not watching the live feed, how dare you, because you will not be able to know what this looks like. But there's another thing that's genius. So, real quick, kind of going away from the summer movie deal, I was at Chipotle the other day having a burrito with my wife, and this guy walked in, and I had to do a double, triple, quadruple take because it looked exactly like Wade. And I snagged a picture of this guy and side-by-side shotted him with Wade, and I'm going to kind of like lock my camera off here. On the live stream, but this is what it looks like.
Oh my god.
Is that not amazing? which one is Wade? Which one is the guy from Chipotle?
Did you walk up to him and you're just like, hey, just profile shot now?
No, I was sitting at my table. This was like, see, I'll show you actually how far away this photo was taken from. I was sitting there. So I snagged this photo of this guy, and it was just basically like, this dude looks just like Wade. I have to take this picture.
I need to grow a bigger beard. Obviously, I'm not, trying hard enough.
Apparently, because I mean, this guy was like full on hippie.
He looks like a
with
bush
his beard.
ranger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Full on hippie
But it was
about
just
to
like-
eat carnita.
he was like, yes.
It's
carnitas.
lunchtime over here. I'm really hankering for a burrito now.
dude. Chipotle, it's where it's at. So, other movies coming out this summer. Well, movies that have already come out this summer. What's already come out? We've already had San Andreas.
Yep.
Anybody see San Andreas?
Nope.
Now, didn't manage to see it yet, but the whole scene where he pulls up the car and there's a big crack in the middle of the field was shot just down the road from here. Does that look like California to you guys, or?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
Down
Really?
south.
Because a lot of people that live here went and saw it, and they're like, "Yeah, that's Gatton." That looks
whoa.
just.
No, it looks very similar to up here. Actually.
Does it? Right. Well,
Yeah.
next short film I'm doing, I'm going to go to that road and I'm going to film there, and then I'm going to say that it was in California.
Do it. No one will know.
Yeah.
Just as long as there's not like a gum tree or a koala or a kangaroo or anything.
Yeah.
It'll be great. It'll be good.
We'll just
San Andreas.
mirror everything, because steering wheel will be on the wrong side.
Like, why are the logos all backwards?
Yeah.
I don't understand. So yeah, San Andreas. I saw it. It was great. It was not the best movie ever, but I mean, it was fun. Fun movie. What's funny is the special effects in the opening scene are like the worst special effects I've ever seen in life.
So weird.
And like Sharknado bad. And then it gets like all of a sudden after that scene, from then on out, it's the best special effects I've ever seen in my life. So it's like they spent all their money and went, oh yeah, we have to do that opening scene. Crap. And just got a kid with a laptop to like do it. It's really weird. What else has come out? Insidious 3. Scary, super fun.
Mad Max?
I liked it. Mad Max. That'll be what we end on here, because Mad Max. Mad Max. All right. Speaking of 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, Mad Max 98% fresh Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
So yeah, oh yeah. What's so 2 weeks from now? Well, I guess if anybody cares, next week Ted 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've never seen the first one, so
Really?
yeah.
I enjoed it, man.
Did you?
It was
Yeah.
funny.
Well, that's just because you don't have any taste. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, snap.
Just
Crackle
kidding.
pop.
Actually, I do want to see the first one. It's Brian just shouting profanities. I liked I want to see the first one. I liked what was his most recent movie other than this? The Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
Pretty funny.
loved it. Yeah.
And then after that, we have Terminator Genesis. I'm down for it. I think it's going to be awesome. I don't know about you guys.
Did you see
I'm super
that
excited for it.
snippet with James Cameron talking about when he first saw it?
No, but I heard him say something about like all the fans are going to love it.
Yeah. Like he's pretty much saying this is what Terminator 3 should have been. I'm considering this Terminator 3.
Really?
And he said, yeah, it looked like it sounded like he was genuinely impressed.
That's going to be on the box art, or the front of the box. James Cameron liked
It's
it.
totally,
Yeah.
James Cameron loved it.
So come and watch it.
That's
yeah.
hilarious. That's hilarious. So other than, let's see, what other movies are coming out? We've got
Pitch Perfect?
that same weekend as Magic Mike XXL.
Yeah.
Brian's like, I know what I'm doing that
Unexpected
weekend.
Yeah.
Brian's gonna oil up and go see some Magic Mike XXL. That was an unexpected reaction. I'm just gonna let you know. 2 weeks later, after Magic Mike XXL, comes a movie I'm actually very excited for, Minions.
Yes.
I am so excited for Minions. There's also a few other movies coming out that weekend. I don't know if you guys want me to name them. I'm going to. There's The Gallows, Selfless, Amy, What We Did on Our Holiday, Nowitzki, The Perfect Shot, Tangerine, and 10,000 Kilometers. I know what none of these movies are.
Tangerine, I wouldn't mind seeing because it was that film that was all shot on iPhone.
Oh, is that movie?
Yeah, that was at Sundance or something like that.
I do want to see that movie.
Just to see how they pulled it off.
Did they put lenses on it?
And to
though?
see how it looks in theaters.
They put
What?
lenses
It was
on
like
the phone, right?
Yeah, it was like
I
an
think so,
anamorphic lens that they just slotted over the top of the phone.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. Super interesting. The week after that is Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Super excited, July 17th. Then the weekend after that's a movie that nobody's going to go see called Pixels. Little Adam Sandler movie.
I think that'd be an awesome movie if Adam Sandler wasn't in it.
I agree. If Adam Sandler and Kevin, whatever his name is, were not in it.
Yeah, Kevin James, yeah.
Kevin James. It could
Every
be,
movie should just star The
funny.
Rock.
Yeah.
It totally should. Totally should. Did you hear that The Rock is redoing Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Wade. I'm like,
Don't know if it needs it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he can pull it off, but yeah, I just
I just want to know who's going to play James Wong's part. I can't remember what's the name of the bad guy? That's who he played. The Green Eyes. What the heck's his name? I don't remember the bad guy's name. Anyway, but that guy, because James Wong is amazing and he's very hard to replace. Anyway, July 31st, movie I'm super excited for, Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation.
Yeah.
That's the Bond name there, Brian. That's later. That's in November. I am excited for that as well, actually.
Actually, the same
August
month.
7th.
I was just going to say quickly, July 31. That documentary Southpaw comes out. Completely off
What is
topic,
that?
but it's a documentary about like a kung fu guy. All the posters and have him in this stance, and the Southpaw stance is apparently with your left arm forward and your left foot forward. But in all the posters, he's doing not that pose. So
Did they mirror the posters for some reason?
somehow they've messed up the advertising for this movie altogether. Yeah.
That's really funny. That's super, super funny. As a side note, the live feed is still working. There's still nobody watching it but me, but that's awesome. Whatever. Cool. That's super cool, actually. I think we're going to live. So as for those of you who are listening to this podcast afterwards, I think we're going to do this every single time now that we can live stream, because this is a really cool thing to just bop on a camera and be recording, and then we'll put out the episode like a week later, but be able to share, the live raw behind the scenes before,
They
during,
can listen
and
to
after.
the rubbish that goes on that doesn't get cut into the real thing.
I know, exactly. However, I'm going to try to start, not cutting out a lot of what we say and just kind of putting in these full episodes, because, I ain't got that much time to edit anymore, but whatever. It'll get going. It'll be good. So, moving on to some other movies. August 7th is the Fantastic Four. I agree. I'm not that excited for it, particularly because it's not linking into the current Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Well, it's Fox.
So I just don't care. What'd you say about Pogs?
No, it's Fox.
Oh, it is Fox, yeah. I was just like, it's like, meh. No. After that, we've got The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Superman and the Lone Ranger in a movie together. That looks kind of interesting. I'm probably going to go see that. Then after that, something called Masterminds. I'm not sure what that is. And then there's two movies coming out the weekend after that, August 21st, that are both like, I want to see them, but not like super bad. It's not the movie super bad, but I don't want to see them badly. Wait, I don't want to see them badly either, because that would be seeing them in not a good way.
I want to see them good.
I want to see them well. Anyway, so there's Hitman Agent 47, which hopefully is a better attempt than the what's his Oliphant, whatever the guy's first
The
name
guy
is.
from Justified.
Timothy Oliphant's version.
Although I didn't mind it so much, but yeah, it'd be good to see this version. It looks really cool.
Agreed, especially because Zachary Quinto's in it, and Zachary Quinto's amazing.
Spock? Yeah.
Spock. Spock, yeah. The next movie coming out after that is Sinister 2 on that same weekend, which Sinister was one of those movies that one of those horror movies that actually kind of got to me a little bit. It was a little creepy, which is not easy to do. I'm not generally spooked very easily, and so that movie.
You know what I realize about horror movies? They always mostly fail at the end, and it's the first two parts that are the best, especially the first part, the first half.
Oh, generally, yeah. That's generally what it is. It's generally the endings of most horror movies suck.
Because that movie doesn't do very well either.
At the end, you didn't like the ending?
I don't know. You kind of expected it,
I guess, yeah, a little bit. That's one reason why I like the Insidious films. The Insidious films do a really good job just through and through. They're not great movies, but they're super fun, and they're super fun all the way across the board. Like, they don't, have like dips and highs and lows in them. Not highs and lows, but like, good parts and like really crappy, mediocre parts. Kind of like Jurassic World. And basically, they're just good. They're like campfire ghost stories. Super good. I love them. Okay, we got a couple more weeks here. Really, there's nothing that really kind of comes out except for there's a new Transporter movie coming out September 4th.
Yeah, with a new guy acting as
the Transporter refueled. Yeah, we'll see how that.
Which is interesting because they did a television series too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So there's a lot of Transporter whatnot going on that I'm not so sure I'm okay with, but we'll figure that one out. We'll get it figured out once we watch it and see and make our own opinions on it. Speaking of our own opinions, it's time to talk about Mad Max Fury Road.
The living and the dead. A man reduced to a single instinct. Survive.
It is by my hand. You arise from the ashes of this world.
We are not thieves. We are not thieves.
Where is she taking them? I want them back! They're my property!
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Want to get through this?
Go!
As the world fell, each of us in our own way was broken. It was hard to know who was more crazy. Me or everyone else.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, we need to get the music from Mad Max and put it in the background.
That soundtrack was so good.
Soundtrack was amazing. I've been listening to it on Spotify and I'm just like, the soundtrack, like the movie, it starts and I'm like, yes, the whole time. Now, here's the caveat. Let's go through real quick because I know kind of what these are going to be and just give a, thumbs up, thumbs down on Mad Max. Brian, go.
Oh man, where to begin?
No, not even that. Just a basic thumbs up, thumbs down.
2 thumbs up.
Two thumbs up. Wow. All right, Wade.
1 thumb up, 1 thumb down.
Ooh. And myself, I'm 2 thumbs up. I really liked it. Really, really liked it. So I'm curious because I know Brian and I are going to say really good things about it. Wade, camera's on you, buddy.
All right. I'm in trouble now. Yeah. How do I explain it? I think the problem is that there was such a big build-up in the press and media altogether. And it appeared as though this movie was the second coming of Christ. This was supposed to be the most amazing film. Like Moses brought down the tablets and the reel that this movie was on. So I just
This is how you shoot action movies.
yeah,
Obey.
And then when you got into it, it was quite simple story.
I agree with that.
And I just...
It was a super simple story for sure.
Yeah, and I just think that it's a little interesting that so many critics loved it and said it was so great, and yet then you go to other movies and think, and the critics will pan the absolute crap out of them,
Agreed. So on that note, I give it 2 thumbs up. I liked the story and it wasn't overcomplicated, although I do love very, like, what would be the word, cerebral, not the thing that Xavier goes into, but stories that are basically, that make you think. I don't think Mad Max is necessarily one of them. I think it should kind of like cover, blanket cover topics. It shouldn't be too intellectual. But the action and the cinematography I thought were beyond amazing. And if you look at the first three films, if you look at Mad Max, Road Warrior, and Beyond Thunderdome, and when they were released in kind of their style and their pacing and cinematic style, you can see movies in the early 2000s that were copying things from Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah,
I mean, if you watch Beyond Thunderdome and then go watch Hook, Steven Spielberg straight ripped off Beyond Thunderdome when he did, The Lost Boys, their area and their pacing and the way they are. It's the same place. It's the same people.
Yeah.
It's just in Mad Max, it's way more violent. But and that's kind of where I took it from with Mad Max. Is like I was like, you're watching what that movie is. Prepare to see every action movie from here on out try to emulate.
Yep.
Shots and the way it's paced and everything, because I think it's what it's going to be. So I loved it. I thought the music was amazing. I thought Tom Hardy was great as Mad Max. However, there's a theory that I agree with, a fan theory that we'll talk about in a minute, because I don't actually think he is Mad Max. We'll talk about that in a second. Brian.
Yeah.
Brian from San Jose, what do you think? Go. You're on the air.
To play devil's advocate to Wade, I think simplicity worked in its favor. I think action movies, the problem they've had for at least 2 decades has been they try and give it too much story.
What about The Matrix, though?
I mean, The Matrix, it had like moments of action and moments of drama and relationships. And to that, I think even that kind of failed in a way. But the thing that's great about Mad Max is it's just pure action, start to finish. It doesn't freaking stop, and that is just in its purity, like, amazing. If I want to see drama, I'll watch James Bond.
Right, for sure.
And that's what I loved about it. I think it stands out. I don't think every action movie needs to have an amazing story. I mean, I play tons of video games, and there's never an amazing story, but I enjoy the moments it gives me and the art style. And for this, like, the cinematography, man, that when they enter that sandstorm, my God, it's mind-blowing what they did, especially from a practical effects perspective. It's amazing. I think it's going to win tons of Oscars.
You think so? You think it's I think it's going to win
technical Oscars. Maybe, I mean, not
technical Oscars. Yeah, I think so. I think it'll I'm hoping nominated. Well, is there a best or is best original
screenplay?
Music. Is there a best original score?
There's a best song.
I'm sure there is,
maybe?
isn't there?
Yeah. Best sound. Yeah, best soundtrack.
Sure. Okay. I mean, if there is, it'll win that, I think, for sure. I mean, at least it should at least be nominated for
sound design, definitely.
Sound design.
Mixing.
Yeah. Yep.
I hope the Academy looks at it and says, "Wow, this is like great practical effects. It's something that's different. Let's give it visual effects."
Yeah. Cinematography, visual effects. I think it should be nominated for all of them. Especially even visual effects. What a lot of people don't know is they're like, oh, but it's all practical. It's like, no, actually, look at the visual effects. Yeah. There's some videos online that are like side by sides of the way Max was when they shot it and then what it looked like after, and the visual effects are so good. Yeah. They're subtle, but they're so good, and I think it should definitely be nominated for that.
It's definitely helped Miller doing all those 3D movies lately, so
yeah,
like Happy Feet and stuff like that. He knows all this, what you can do, so yeah,
for sure, totally.
It's gonna be interesting to see what the sequels do, though.
Yeah, because there's supposed to be 3, right?
Signed up for,
and the next one's supposed to be in the Wastelands.
I don't know.
What that scene where it had like a guy on stilts, like full stilts.
Yeah,
walking.
the crow area.
Wasn't that supposed to be the green place though?
Yeah, it was the green place, but it was the green place that is no longer the green place. I don't know. Okay, so here's what's interesting. So there's some fan theoriness happening around this film. One of the good ones that I actually am subscribing to, I think, is a really, really super cool fan theory. George Miller had stated, I guess, in an interview regarding when this Mad Max took place within the films. Everyone kind of thought, oh, okay, this takes place potentially after Road Warrior, but before Beyond Thunderdome, or it's between Mad Max and Road Warrior. Nobody really knew where it was placed in the series. Mad Max in an interview said something like, this is 54 or 84 years. I think it's 54 years, something like that, after Road Warrior. or Beyond Thunderdome. Like it's way later.
So it's not Max.
Or 34. So it technically couldn't be Max if that's the point.
Yeah.
Here's the theory. The theory is that it's the Boomerang Kid all grown up. Which I love this theory.
And there's a few things supporting it, yeah.
Yeah. So the things that are supporting it that I think are amazing. One, this is kind of subtle, but the Boomerang Kid, if those of you don't know, Boomerang Kid is in Road Warrior. He's this kid that just kind of like lives in the population, has a boomerang, and he throws it, and he's a badass. And then,
so awesome.
And then in Beyond Thunderdome, he gets kind of adopted by the guy who flew the paramotor thing. And they kind of then roam around Australia, I guess, 'cause that's where it is, just sort of plundering and pirating and selling their wares and trying to live in this wasteland, this desert land. So what the theories are is basically that kid never really talked. He didn't speak. He didn't understand speech. And Mad Max doesn't really talk. And when he finally says what his name is, he says it, but it says it in a way that's like he doesn't have a name, and he's just choosing a name of someone that he admires. Like, I'm Max or Max. He's just saying it. And he kind of dresses like Max. Here's my big thing with other thing that I saw that kind of supports it. Max has a knee brace. Max can't necessarily run. And there's some shots in this movie where he's just balls out running. But Max was shot in the knee and has to wear a knee brace.
And but does he have some sort of a brace in his costume on his knee?
Yeah, he does. He's wearing it. What's interesting, so one of the theories in the thing I was reading is that Max died and the kid just sort of took on the persona of Max, that Max is now no longer a person. He's just like Batman. He's an icon. And he put on the clothes of Max as Max's icon.
He's the hero this wasteland deserves.
Yeah.
But not the one that...
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. The other interesting thing to note was the music box.
Yeah.
There's a shot with a little tiny music box, and in the end, is it of Road Warrior or is it Beyond Thunderdome? Max gives the music box to the kid.
Road Warrior, yeah.
Road Warrior. And then the girls find the music box in Max's luggage.
I believe it.
And so it's kind of like, oh, is that the kid now? Or is this Max? And I like in the beginning, did you notice in the beginning of the movie, his hair is super long. And it's sort of wild and lion mane-like, which is what that kid's hair was like.
Yeah, yeah.
In all the other films. So that's a theory that I'm subscribing to, personally. I think it's...
Let's hope it's not like a Blade Runner theory that just never gets confirmed.
Right,
because that would suck.
And it was interesting, the flashbacks that he was having in it looked as though there was a daughter.
Yeah.
And yet,
right, a much older daughter.
And yet in Mad Max 1, he had a son, right? That gets... Who
was like a toddler.
Yeah, yeah.
And this one was a girl who's like maybe 5 or 6, something like that. And so maybe the theory is, the kid grows up, gets married, has a daughter, and then the same thing happens to his family that happened to Max's family.
Mm-hmm. Or that could have been crazy. His sister when he was a kid, maybe too. Yeah,
maybe one of the. Yeah, who knows? But I really like it, and I think it's interesting the way Tom Hardy plays Max. Is that it's not very Max-like. Mel Gibson wasn't that character. That was a very different Max than the 3 versions of Max we've seen.
And I think that's what was putting me off, because I went back and watched the movies before watching this one, and I sort of felt like it didn't quite match up somehow.
Yeah, agreed. And I did the exact same thing, and it's kind of like, oh, this is an interesting interpretation of Max. And then that theory came about, and it was like, oh, I'm liking this idea that this is the Boomerang Kid and this is not Max.
Do you think they'll go back to Furiosa and bring her back? Because I know she didn't really like filming that movie.
I don't know. I thought that was one of the ideas, was that one of the films was going to be Furiosa.
Just Furiosa?
Or like Mad Max Furiosa type thing. I thought that was one of the ideas, one of the plans. I don't know.
Spin her off into her own film?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe.
Academy Award winner Charlize Theron is Furiosa.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, let's talk about some of the characters. So, Furiosa, what do you guys think? Do you like her?
Yeah, she's all right.
That's a resounding maybe. So, Wade, what did you think of Furiosa?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I do like the one thing that I really wanted her to say in the movie, especially that bit in the trailer where she says, "You want to get out of here," is she doesn't say, "You talk to me." You know, that exact same line from Mad Max 2. That's all I wanted her to say. You know, and I thought it was a bit of a throwback to it, but they didn't sort of pull the trigger on it, you know?
Agreed. Yeah, I liked her. I thought she was good. It was a little, I don't want to say cliche, but she was a little empty, I guess. For me, it was kind of like, oh, okay, yay, yay. Like, I was more interested in Joe than I was in her.
Yeah. Oh,
I wanted to know more about Joe and where he came from, and why does he have to have the mask? Is it basically Bane in the Wasteland? Like, who is this guy? What's going on with this? Speaking of lines, though, that you wanted to hear, best line in the whole movie, in my opinion, was the "I had a baby brother and he was perfect in every way."
Oh yeah.
That scene was so bizarre and so weird, and he just stands up in the middle of everybody. It's like, "I had a baby brother and he was perfect in every way."
Yeah.
Although, okay, so this is super weird. So, okay, side note, I just got an Apple Watch.
What?
Yep. It happened.
Fancy schmancy. Brian, yep, that happened. And I'm just moving around, and I apparently just hit a new goal sitting here. I'm not sure what
There's
goal
like an
I just
alert
hit.
going off. Get up, Josh. Josh, get up.
Yeah, no, it was earlier. I was eating dinner just a little bit ago, and it was basically like time to stand, and I'm like, no, I'm eating dinner. I'm not going to stand up right now. F off, Apple Watch.
I can't do that, Dave.
I'll do what I want. Oh Lord. So so basically, Brian and I, 2 thumbs up. Wade, you're kind of in the middle.
Like, I enjoyed the film. I wanted to see a little bit of a twist in it, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
Like at the end, it's all in the mind of an autistic child.
Well, I didn't want to see, Mel Gibson wake up and go, "Oh, like it was all a dream," nothing like that. But I just wanted to see.
He wakes up in his apartment from Mad Max 1, and he's just like, oh, I guess they have to go to work now.
Yeah, that's right. And then there was a couple little things that I didn't like. The speed ramping.
Yep.
In it.
Yeah, weird. I agree, but it's in the first 3 movies too.
Well,
but yeah,
it sort of felt like the only reason they speed ramped in those films was to make it look like the cars were traveling faster than what they were. And
which was a thing that was done in old action movies.
Yeah, and it sort of felt like, I didn't really like it in this one. And the one thing that I thought was cool, but then I wish I could have seen it, was when he goes off and in the fog and smoke, and you just hear see the explosion, you see everything, and it comes back. It was kind of like that scene from War of the Worlds where the big battle is going on over the hill, and you're only seeing and hearing, but you're not, sort of seeing what is directly happening, So
I wonder if sometimes if that's like a budgetary decision.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I
maybe.
like that they do that though, personally, but that they could have showed it.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, I think we're pretty much out of time for this episode of the Knockabout Podcast. I'd like to thank you guys for listening. Make sure you guys check us out online at Facebook at facebook.com/knockaboutshow. Twitter.com is at knockabout_show. Instagram is at knockabout_show. This is fun. We should do this again sometime.
And thanks very much for everyone watching us live on YouTube at the moment.
Yeah, all one of you.
Yeah.
Who I think is Wade.
Nope, I've shut it down.
Oh, hey.
Have you, Brian? Have you shut it
I'm
down?
not watching it now.
Ooh,
We've got
there is
an
a viewer.
actual, genuine one person watching. Hello.
You won a free
Awesome.
T-shirt.
You won. No, they did not. Although that's awesome. So make sure you guys also. Oh, the other thing, check us out at knockabout.spreadshirt.com. Every sale, 100% of it goes back into the show. 100%, whatever. We're not going to spend anything on going out and getting burgers. We just basically helps us to
Damn it.
hosting costs and that kind of stuff. This show costs money. The show costs money. Oh, the other thing we were going to announce is that we have decided, Wade, this is news for you, I guess, that we're going to release a show every single Friday.
Wow.
Whether or not it's all three of us or it's Brennan, and I recording off-site or whatever, we're going to try and do a show every single week. Some of them, upcoming shows included, will actually be just Wade. Wade's working on what sounds like a pretty cool show.
Yeah,
eventually.
Working on doing some audio commentaries for movies.
Yeah, which will be fun. So basically, there's going to be a Knockabout every single week, starting here on out. So we're actually going to be able to do a lot of good episodes. There are now no viewers, apparently. We talked about them.
Damn.
And they went away.
Oh, just quickly, did you see the photos from Ghostbusters? Yay or nay?
What? I did! Ooh, bonus episode. Actually, let's save that for episode 10. Let's talk about that in episode 10 of the Knockabout Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/. You can check us out on Facebook. There'll be a link to the YouTube, to the YouTubes, and you guys should check us out there. And you guys can watch these live recordings. We're going to live record every single episode, or every single time we're doing this live as much as we can from here on out. So I guess for Brian, for Wade, and myself, thank you guys for listening. Brian, that wave they couldn't hear.
But I figured, might as well do it live.
Ahoy, hoy.
Ahoy, hoy. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you guys next week.